Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first plog211.
Plog211, yeah!
Hello, I'm Ben Boatwright, and at the moment the Doctor Who episode is downloading. Yes, it is downloading. And first on the agenda is a rendition on the harmonica of the Chinese national anthem, otherwise known as March of the Volunteers. Okay, here we go. Thank you. But anyway, this is the Cantus Firmus melody, which originated sometime in the Renaissance. As you can see, I've written 4 of them for class tomorrow, for which I have to get up at 8:45 in the morning. Right now it is 11:08. Were I to fall asleep at this very moment, I would be getting about 10 hours of sleep. That's pretty good. But I have been able to sleep quite a bit over the weekend. Thankfully, as today is Sunday, meaning yesterday was Saturday, and the day before that was Friday. And yesterday was the first annual, well, not first, it was the first of the various annual Amherst parties. And as you did not tell, I am a student at Amherst College in Amherst, Massachusetts. And anyway, the first of these college-sanctioned parties, known as TAP, the Amherst Party, is always a luau theme, which is sort of strange. But I mean, you don't have to dress up in Hawaiian attire, although many people did. I did not. But anyway, so that was at approximately 11 p.m., and I attended that for a short amount of time, seeing that there was a hired half band. I mean, they had the whole bandstand set up, but the band itself only consisted of 2 guitarists, and no drummer or anything like that. And these were acoustic guitars; they were not electric, although I assume they were amplified by some means. And the one song I did know that they played was the Living on a Prayer, or whatever that one is. Whoa! Living on a prayer. Yeah, so I stayed there for about 15 minutes and then left. And then I went to the substance-free dormitory, which is, for whatever reason, well, I mean, there is a good reason. It's also the Health and Wellness House is the official name, but for the freshmen they have what they call substance-free housing, which, as you might imagine, is substance-free, as in substances, alcohol, drugs, etc. But for upperclassmen there is not an assigned drug-free, substance-free dormitory, so they have a thing called Health and Wellness, which is close equivalent of that. But it is also, because of, I guess, it's health-related. Because it's health-related, it is also housed in the same building as the cafeteria, which is called Valentine Hall, also known as Val. So after luau, I went to Val and saw some of my substance-free comrades there who were playing a game of Risk, which I find to be very complicated and too hard to play. Although I've only ever played it once, I'm sure I would get better if I played it multiple times. Anyway, So after that, I ended up sitting and looking at a computer and pushing buttons on instantfun.es. Yes, in which you can press various buttons that make sounds. Many, many sounds. Although when I seem to go to it on my computer, it makes it crash for some reason. But they have come out with a new version since then. Maybe that wouldn't crash it. But anyway, I don't want to try right now since I'm downloading Doctor Who, which still says 3 hours remaining, even though it said that about 30 minutes ago. And also, since I live in the Russian house, tomorrow is the inaugural Russian tea, also known as chai, since that's how you say tea in Russian. And there is a large dispenser of tea that they have in Russia called the chainik, which is chai thing. I mean, nik in general means like some kind of, I don't know what it means. But anyway, I mean, you can sort of figure that out from chai and chainik. And so, there was an event created for that just a few minutes ago, and originally it said 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., and I asked if it was supposed to be 11:30 p.m., but we still do not know whether it is a.m. or p.m. Hopefully it's p.m. If it's a.m., I will not be going. Yes, but the main thing I was going to show the viewers, y'all, is this Rhapsody in Blue. And now my face is not being detected. But anyway, this is Rhapsody in Blue. I am not trained in the piano, but I am trying to learn this. This is the restored version by the illustrious Alicia Zizzo, who has her very lengthy Times New Roman biography in the back. And this is copyright 1996, although that picture looks to be at least from the late 80s or earlier. And let's talk about Alicia Zizzo, if she doesn't mind. I'm sure this will be lots of excellent publicity for her. So, Alicia Zizzo was born in New York and was hailed early in her musical life, grapefruit size, as a prodigy. Well, Alicia Zizzo is a prodigy. She became the pupil of Dr. Carlos Bueller, who bears no relation to Ferris, following the tradition of his own great mentors, Alfred Cortot and Ferruccio Bolsoni. Dr. Bueller trained Alicia to play in the grand virtuoso style of the venerable masters. I don't know what other style you'd play in. Dmitri Metropolis referred to this brilliant young prodigy as an extraordinary talent with a musical perception which is often not heard. Not often heard, sorry. She is a rare pianist. Yes, Alicia Zizzo, I guess it should be Zizzo, has impressed the public as a strong individualist who is master of her instrument and who embodies the spirit of lost generations of artist-performer, whose interpretations speak to the listeners, going beyond the notes, to the core poetry of the music, while at the same time never losing sight. Yes, there is an unintentional space in there, of the purity and intent of the composers. After a long interruption in her career, Alicia Zizzo returned to the concert stage with one triumphant performance after another. Her performances span Europe from London to Budapest. Did you know that Budapest was originally two separate cities, Buda and Pest, and have been consistently met with thunderous applause, often lasting many minutes, with many bows to standing ovations. And now, for a slightly more dramatic reading of that last sentence. Her performances span Europe from London to Budapest, and have been consistently met with thunderous applause, often lasting... Her performances span Europe from London to Budapest, and have been consistently met with thunderous applause, often lasting many minutes, with many bows to standing ovations. If only. To my credit, I was given a small standing ovation at my senior recital in June of 2010. But yes, she has received many thunderous applauses to her triumphant performances. Yes. So, etc., etc. Alicia Zizzo appeared on the prestigious Bosendorfer piano series in Manhattan and in Vienna, the land of difficult standards. Her performances earned her the highest laudatory praises and many thunderous applauses. Miss Zizzo has also performed in recital for the Jaguar in Concert series in Germany and enjoyed high tribute when invited to give a special concert at the Chopin Society in Warsaw, home to the renowned, is that how you spell renowned? I guess so, International Chopin Competition. Her performances there earned her a rave television review, something rare for an American pianist at a time when Poland was part of the Eastern Bloc. Well, obviously, it is hard to get a rave television review in Poland. We shall see about that. And I must admit, I have never had a rave television review in Poland. In keeping with her great love of music, and her virtuoso style and many thunderous applauses, Alicia Zizzo has served on the governing boards of various performing arts organizations, and has been actively involved in establishing major festivals. Her interests resulted in studies for both master's and doctorate degrees in music education, not music performance, since she had already received many thunderous applauses. Miss Zizzo has conducted master classes and enjoys success as a lecturer recitalist, obviously, since she received rave television reviews in Poland when it was part of the Eastern Bloc. Anyway, this is Rhapsody in Blue, which apparently George Gershwin wrote in a single day on January 7th, 1924. And this was, not only was it edited by Alicia Zizzo, it was also restored and researched. And I'm sure people were applauding her for that as well. And here are various addenda, although they're in the front, usually addenda are in the back. Oh, here is a foreword by Miss Zizzo herself. Okay, this is way too long to read. Okay, we can read the acknowledgements. To my steadfast friend and advisor, Edward Jablonski, I owe immeasurable gratitude and admiration for his infinite, infinite store of knowledge to the Gershwin family. Okay. A store of knowledge to the Gershwin, not of the Gershwin family. Friends and kindred souls. My hope is that I have fulfilled their wishes. I'm sure you have. And to Tony Esposito, product line manager of Warner Brothers Publications. As you can see. Anyway, let's see. Yeah. And to Avraham Sternklar, a powerful composer who reinforced my will to see this Herculean task come to a conclusion. To much thunderous applause. Okay, so that is Rhapsody in Blue. I am trying to learn it and not doing so well at that so far. So I think this will conclude this edition of the plog211. And although I only did it for 30 minutes instead of an hour, like I said, I don't really have much more to say. So, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.